Hi, this is Lillie Petrie from Miss Lillie's Creations. If you remember me from my bio, my lengthy bio, this is going to be a kind of a recap of my actual product of what I'm selling to the public. And I'm very happy to be here again, and I hope I've got a lot of people who were familiar with my last video. My product is a bar bat mitzvah guest sign-in scroll. It's taken several years for me to get to the point where it is right now, and I'm happy to share it to you in detail so you kind of understand, get a better feel for what the product really is and its uniqueness. Okay, so this is the actual scroll. It's 7 feet long, which is the average size of most banquet tables. You've got your title page, which would have, you put the picture of the teenager being bar mitzvahed or bar mitzvahed, and you have the Hebrew name, you have the date of the actual Shabbat, and there's a date on here, but when I sell them, there's no date. There's only 20. So you know, you've got it for a whole century. You don't have to worry about ordering it way in advance. Even if you wanted to order it now, there would be no specific year on there. So it'd be good for another year or as long as you needed it. It's not date sensitive, time sensitive, and in the presence of 2 signatures. And you have here the blank space with the indelible ink pen. You write on your greeting and your well wishes for the person receiving the blessing that day. And afterwards, it's rolled up together, both ends rolled up together, and you roll it up and you put it in your bag, which looks like the Torah with the person's initials on it. And if it's stored in the proper place with the temperature, it can last indefinitely. I remember my mother showing me her mother's wedding gown, and this is 30 years ago. And it must have been 90 years old at the time. And she took it out of where she had stored it. And it was outdated, the style, but it was in good shape. This is a hand-me-down, a keepsake, almost an heirloom in essence. This could last indefinitely if it's kept in the proper temperatures. So you've got that option too. It's not something that's just going to fade away. You'll have it for as long as you can. Right now, because of the COVID, all right, I had an idea several months ago, and I'm going to do it. I wasn't sure. I'm going to be providing, when you send out the invitations to a gathering to people, some people may not be able to attend, but I would provide canvas about 4 inches by 6 inches, and you would put in the invitation, and they would get the invitation and send in a gift or whatever, and sign a personal greeting on it and mail it back to you, so that when you receive it, I would provide the adhesive. It's a flat adhesive, and you iron it on, and I would give the instructions how to do that with a heated iron, and it would stay like the rest of this has been pressed with heat. And you'd have people who couldn't come would be able to participate. I've seen these virtual bar mitzvahs now, and they open up many of them with a big table with the family and the grandparents and friends. So it would be a great idea when you're showing it to have this scroll with all these people's names in there. So that it would be, it's a very intimate touch to something that right now is not so intimate. So I think that's a great idea, and there'd be no extra charge for that. We have to be creative right now because of the situation. But in addition to that, as you can see, with the theme-based bar mitzvahs, you've got colors, it's your day, your way, whatever you want. I'm offering also, if you wanted to provide your own material, sending me 1 foot of your material, I'd have to test it out at the dry cleaners that presses this with the canvas paper, canvas material, to make sure that it adheres properly to preserve the scroll the way it's supposed to be. And if it works, then you would send me, I think it's the 6 inches worth, 6 feet worth of material, and I would use that and make your scroll personalized, any theme you want. Today I understand that, like, if your name begins with a C, you can have a cookies theme or a cats theme, or if your name begins with an R, you can have a rugby or anything that strikes your fancy. So you've got that flexibility even with this. This is the premium one, the cork. Okay, this is the silver scroll, which is the standard one. Okay, so you have the silver and you have the cork. I have some extras that the material has been discontinued. It's a patchwork material that I would also be available, but I only have like 4 left. But these are the main ones right now. But you do have the option of custom made with your own material if it works. But there is an extra charge for that because there's a certain amount of legwork that I have to do with my vendors to make sure it's okay. So tradition now, tradition it bonds generations. It's always been that way and it always will be that way. And at the bar mitzvah, you have different generations involved, grandparents, parents, and the children eventually will become parents and grandparents. And the bar mitzvahs are always going to be celebrated no matter what. We know that. So this is what better way to, I think, the old and the new to come together with something traditional but upbeat, and that fits into the theme-based bar mitzvahs of today. And I'm hoping that there's a market out there for people who see it the way I do. I think it's something a little bit unique and a unique time. So this will become like almost an heirloom in essence. Due to the COVID also, my inventory has built up a little bit more than I expected. So until it's depleted, I'm offering a 60% discount on the scrolls. So you're talking about $150 to $140 for the product, which is 60% discounted. I was telling my friend, if I was a rich woman, I would make these for free, because I think that the youth of today needs to be appreciated and feel good about the future. And they are our future and deserve something very, very special to celebrate this happy but yet holy, reverent occasion. Okay, before I close, I do want to take time to show you some of my unique candies that I came up with up north when I first started my business. These are my yarmulke truffles. Okay, you can see they're like little yarmulke hats there with the gold design on white or any other color preference that you have. They're yarmulkes and they're filled with halava or my dark marzipan, which was a new take on regular marzipan, not as sweet because it has roasted almonds with the skins left on, more fiber and less cholesterol, and it wasn't as sweet as a regular marzipan. And then amongst other things, I just want to briefly go through some of them. My highlight was the mahjong tiles, the Seder plate, the lollipop Seder plate, and then the big dreidel. It's about that big. And at the end of the Hanukkah, you break it open and candies come out. Whatever selection of candies you want, you would get. Okay, and my last signature candy that I'm very, 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 very proud of is a white chocolate Seder plate, which is a pound and a half of Belgian white chocolate. As you can see, the different colors represent the foods that are eaten during the Seder ritual. You've got the matzah, you've got the egg, you've got the lamb, the bitters, the mortar, the cinnamon mixture, and the greens with a fancy gold lettering on it. And this was a creation from up north. That's just remained as is because I was so pleased with it. And to share this with your friends and relatives is, I think, something very, very special. I think I covered everything this time around. I'm not talking about myself, but my product, which is very, very personal to me also. And I appreciate you allowing me to let my world come into your world. And I wish you all the best in everything. Thank you so much.